You are not as safe as you think you are. Look around. You're warm, fed, sheltered. You have glass between you and the rain. A device in your hand, connecting you to a billion people. It feels permanent, right? Like this comfort is the default. But here's the truth. You don't want to think about your mind. Your instincts. They weren't built for this world. They were forged in a place far harsher. A place where every sunrise was a question. Will I live to see another? And if you want to understand who you really are, you have to go back there. Back to the beginning. Back to when survival wasn't just a word. It was the only story we knew how to tell. Picture it. You're standing in the open. Naked, shivering. No clothes. No tools. No electricity. The sun is setting. In the grass around you, something moves. You can't tell if it's prey or predator. That was the prehistoric human condition. We didn't begin as kings of the world. We were fragile. Slow compared to predators. Weak compared to prey animals. We had no fangs, no claws, no venom. Our first weapon, our mind. But a sharp mind means nothing if you freeze in fear. And here's where it gets uncomfortable. Fear wasn't the enemy. Fear was the compass. It told us when to run, when to hide, when to fight. We didn't survive by being fearless. We survived by learning which fears to obey. The world our ancestors woke up in was unpredictable and brutal. Ice ages gripped the land for thousands of years. Then came sudden warming. Herds of mammoths one season, barren tundra the next. If you couldn't adapt, you died. Entire groups vanished forever. No second chances. But adaptation wasn't about strength. It was about observation. Early humans watched the land like a living map when berries ripened, when rivers flooded, where predators hunted. Every sound, every scent, every shift in the wind was a message. And maybe this is the part we've forgotten. Today, most of us can't read the language of the earth anymore, but they could, because they had to. One of the greatest turning points in human survival came not from muscle or speed, but from controlling fire. Fire was warmth in the freezing dark. It was cooked meat that unlocked more nutrients, fueling brain growth. It was a light that kept predators at bay. And, maybe most importantly, it was a gathering place. Think about that for a second. The fire wasn't just a tool, it was a stage for storytelling. Around those flames, knowledge was passed down. Warnings, strategies, lessons wrapped in myths, so the young would remember. This is why you still feel drawn to campfires, candles, glowing screens. Your brain still thinks that light in the dark means safety. Hunting wasn't sport, it was a razor's edge gamble. To kill a mammoth meant days of planning. Teams working together, runners driving the herd toward an ambush. Hunters risking their lives for the chance of feeding the tribe for weeks. And when it worked, the meat was shared. Always. Because in the prehistoric world, greed was suicide. Hoard food, and you risked being abandoned. Our survival was rooted in interdependence. We lived or died as a group. And that means the deepest, oldest part of you is still wired to need others. No matter how fiercely independent you think you are now. Here's the twist. The same instincts that kept us alive back then are the ones that trap us today. Back then, sugar and fat were rare treasures. If you found honey, you ate it all because who knew when you'd find it again. Today, that instinct has us drowning in processed food. Back then, avoiding unnecessary exertion saved precious energy. Today, that instinct keeps us glued to chairs, avoiding exercise. Back then, scanning for danger kept us alive. Today, it makes us addicted to bad news. Your brain is still living in the Stone Age, even if your body's sitting in the 21st century. Our ancestors didn't conquer nature, they negotiated with it. They learned migration routes by watching animals. They discovered medicine by observing plants and other creatures. But here's the thing, nature wasn't kind. It didn't care if you were young, old, or good-hearted. It took, without apology. And so did we. That's the unvarnished truth about prehistoric survival. It wasn't romantic, it was bloody. We weren't gentle caretakers of the earth. We hunted species to extinction. We fought over territory. We killed each other. Survival meant making choices that today might seem cruel. But in that world, kindness without caution could get you killed. And yet, in the middle of all that, we found ways to be human. We carved art into cave walls, even when the cold gnawed at our bones. We buried our dead with flowers and beads. We sang, we danced, we laughed because, even in a fight for survival, we craved meaning. If that doesn't give you chills, it should. Because it means that even when we had almost nothing, we still made time for beauty. Around 12,000 years ago, something happened. We stopped moving. We planted seeds. We built villages. Farming gave us stability, but it also chained us to the land. Our diets narrowed. Our bodies weakened from less varied movement. Diseases spread faster in crowded settlements. We traded the uncertainty of the hunt for the certainty of toil. And maybe that's when we started to forget how to truly survive, when survival stopped being a daily question and started being something we outsourced to systems. So why should you care about all this? You're not chasing mammoths or sleeping in caves. You've got grocery stores, hospitals, and Wi-Fi. But here's the uncomfortable truth. All this comfort, it's fragile. It can vanish faster than you think. And when it does, the only thing standing between you and chaos will be the ancient skills you've buried under convenience. Your ability to adapt, to cooperate, to read the world around you, to endure fear without letting it paralyze you. You are the result of an unbroken chain of survivors. Every ancestor you had, every single one made it through hunger, storms, predators, disease, war. Not one link in that chain broke, or you wouldn't be here. And yet, when was the last time you truly tested yourself? When was the last time you sat in darkness without reaching for a switch? When was the last time you walked into the unknown without a map? The prehistoric era wasn't just history, it was a forge, and you are the blade it made. But a blade that never sees use grows dull. So maybe survival isn't just about the past. Maybe it's a skill we need to remember before we need it again. One day, the world might get wild again, and if it does, will the prehistoric human inside you still know what to do?